holiday for families to come together to celebrate the season. You may only see each other this one time a year, so now is the perfect time to learn more about your family's history. Here to tell us how to make the most of your time to learn about your roots are Linda Lower and Rich Venezia of the North Hills Genealogists Club. Welcome to both of you. So glad to have you.
Hey, thanks
What's
for having
the
us back.
best way to start a conversation with family members who you might not see often? I mean, you can't just dig in with those really personal questions. That's inappropriate.
You want to just be relaxed, make it conversational, and some people, they want to go one-on-one with someone.
Yes.
But it's probably a little bit better to have maybe 2 or 3 people. Kind of jogs people's memories if there are a couple of people involved in the conversation. And again, make it relaxed and just conversational.
Yeah, open-ended questions are the best way, and especially if you have a few people, somebody might remember one part of a story and then somebody else remembers another part.
Right.
And so should you prepare a list of questions, or should it be something that, you know what you want to know, but should you be that prepared, or just kind of let the conversation flow?
I think you can do a bit of both, yeah, because I think you certainly might want to have some questions that you really want to have answered, or people that you really want to specifically know about, but you've also got to be flexible, because if you stick to just a list of questions, you might not get as deep or as far as you want to go, because people might remember one thing that leads to another thing, leads to another thing, and if you cut that off, you're going to be missing out on some really good stories.
Right.
And so aside from sitting down and chatting with your loved ones or family members, are there other ways to discuss or bring about past memories?
Sure, photos. Photos are a great thing to do, but with a photo album, right? And then the photos, they jog the memory as well. And you can ask some really interesting questions, like maybe, who is this person? Where did this event take place? Tell us a little bit about the event.
With photos too, it really allows for sort of a deeper exploration, because it's not just, where was the photo taken or who's in the photo, but what do you remember about that person, or what are the circumstances around this event? And as Linda was saying too, it's a great way to sort of approach it in a bit more of a relaxed manner. Maybe sometimes people don't want to be on the spot with, what do you remember about this or that or the other thing? But then as you're flipping through a photo book, it can be much more relaxed. Just sort of a bunch of people can do it.
And we have some of your photos.
Yeah, I did. There's a few that
Tell us about this picture.
In. So I picked a couple of Christmas photos of sort of Christmases of old that really sparked memories for me. So maybe some of these photos aren't exactly the most exciting visually, but this photo specifically back to my grandparents' living room and all the photos that we had on the wall and how we spent every Christmas together there. This is my basement from when I was a kid, opening a gift with my grandma, and then that's me with my grandfather. The first Christmas actually after his wife, my grandma, died. But something about my grandpa is that he was always dressed to the nines. So even though we were just there in my dining room, he was still in a suit and Christmas tie just for Christmas dinner.
And Linda, you say it's important to record your conversations.
Right, it sure is, because it's easy to forget the details in that, but if you can record the conversation, I think the easiest thing to do is with just an iPhone. Just put it on record and record the conversation that way. I think there's some apps out there, I'm not quite sure what apps there are, but definitely you want to record it, because, jotting when you jot things down while someone's talking, you're missing. You're not actually engaged anymore in that conversation. So I think the easiest thing is to just record it.
Do you think that would make the family members feel uncomfortable, or do you think they'd be at ease because they're family?
I think eventually they might forget about it, to be honest. They get so involved in memories and telling the stories maybe when they were younger, and that, so that it's, I think they just forget. Yeah, they're involved in the moment as well.
And it's important to know your family's history, not really just for your family, but to share, because your family grows. So it's not just for you, but it's something that you can pass on. I mean, this is the work that you all do daily, but speak about just how important it is. And it's not just for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's every Christmas, maybe sometimes there's new arrivals in the year, or, there's been a big milestone, somebody's gotten married, or somebody's had a communion or a confirmation or something. And so, every year you want to work towards adding to the family story. I started researching my own family history when I was 13, and it's been a really important part of my life since then. And it's brought me closer to distant relatives or cousins that my parents sort of had lost touch with. And so it's been really important for me, but also a really exciting way to grow the family.
Wonderful. And this can also be a gift-giving exercise, or you can make this part of gift giving? How so?
Well, I think, I don't know, I was going to say, like, one of the things I know that I want to do is I want to create a book of my family, right? So, with pictures and things like that. So eventually,
that could be something to work towards.
That's
yeah,
something
maybe
I'm
for
working
next
towards,
year.
and it would be a nice gift. But I think there are so many gifts related to genealogy. For example, maybe a membership to a genealogy organization, or even a DNA kit. At this point, maybe you need to create a certificate that you purchased the DNA kits.
Right.
Christmas is, right here. Let me think. Maybe a subscription to a genealogy magazine, or
even genealogy websites. There's lots of places where people
true.
can start digging in on their own, like Ancestry, Find My Past, and a bunch of other places. So it might be a good way for people to just get started. So you can get somebody, a 1 month or a 6 month kind of test membership to see how they get on with it.
Yes, and to remember the past and your family members. Linda, Rich, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Always good to see you. You can learn more about tracing your family tree through the North Hills Genealogists website. Look for that link at kdka.com/PTL.